Good morning this morning. Hope this video finds you doing well today. This is your boy was the topic of discussion on Bucknuts edition of the OHIO podcast. Do us a big favor, everybody. Smash that like button. If you don't mind, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Costs you nothing. It's absolutely free. And of course, if there's anything during this video that strikes your fancy, please make a comment down in the comment section below. We try our very best to respond to as many as we can, and we try to read all of them that we can within the first couple days of a video being on YouTube. And so we appreciate each and every single one of you who do that, because that absolutely does help the old algorithm shoot this video out to more people like yourself who click on it and who knows, might join our community and be a part of the OHIO podcast pod squad. All right. So, got done recording our live show Sunday night. Had a great show, by the way. Mello was our guest. If you didn't watch the live show, you can go back, click on the live button, go scroll down and see all the live shows. Sunday nights, our roundtable discussion. Mello was our guest from the Buckeye Boys, a good friend of ours. He was there, and we had a great time. All kinds of different topics we discussed. Following that show, I get a message from someone that says, "You might want to look at this. You are being talked about on a Bucknuts message board thread." Oh, okay. Caught me a little off guard. And the whole premise behind the discussion was a video that I shot last week called Almost Fired. And it was about a possibility that Ross Bjork was a part of the players only meeting before Ryan Day was a part of it. That was the gist behind the video. Those of you who know me know that I love to think outside the box. I love crackpot theories, if you will. Um, I enjoy listening and hearing people talk about Bigfoot and UFOs. And no, I don't believe in either one. Doesn't mean I can't enjoy it. Doesn't mean I can't talk about it. Doesn't mean I can't learn more about it. All of these things, these theories people have, conspiracy theories, are entertaining and I enjoy it. And sometimes I like to talk about that when it comes to sports, even. And even the teams that I enjoy covering and participating in and being a fan of. So every now and then when I hear something, I think, I wonder if, right? Now, this particular video, I clearly state in the video that when Ross Bjork says we in referring to the players only meeting, he meant one of two things. One, he meant we as in as a program and he wasn't actually there, or we as in he was there and a part of the meeting. I happen to go down that road, and I even say, for the sake of this exercise. So, obviously, some people didn't hear that I was saying, hey, I could be completely wrong, and they just decided they were going to trash me, right? So, I get on Bucknuts, and here it is. How dumb is Eric Boggs? That's me. How dumb am I? Well, this individual who decided to make this post thread, who is called Radio 1979, says this dolt is claiming the AD was in the players only meeting. There is zero evidence to that effect, none. He claims Day was going to be fired if he didn't like what he saw in that meeting. That's not technically what I said. Again, I said it's a theory, it's a possibility. Here, you know what? I think what we should do is we should just play for you clippets of actually what I said. Instead of just taking my word for it, let's actually listen to the talking head here, as he probably thinks I am, and actually hear exactly what I said. Let's do that. Let me share my screen here, and I'm going to put an asterisk right here. And some of you might not agree with what I'm about to do because you might say, hey, that's really not what he meant. We don't really know because there wasn't a follow-up question. Maybe when he said we, he's just saying the players, and he was including himself in that as a part of the program, and he wasn't actually there. But for the sake of this exercise, let's believe that when he says we, it was players and him. Now, I could be completely wrong. When he says we, maybe he's just saying us as a program and he wasn't actually there. And this is all secondhand information that he's receiving from Ryan Day, from the players. There you have it. Literally, for the sake of this exercise, let's believe, okay? I do not say that this is fact. I do not say I was there and I saw him. I said none of those things. It was completely speculation. But this guy, he took total offense to that. And instead of making a comment in the comment section of the video, or instead of contacting me personally and saying, hey, I didn't appreciate that, and here's why, he decides to just run to Bucknuts message board and try to trash me because that's what he felt was appropriate for him to do. Whatever, free country, man, you can do that. But there's also some consequences to that. And that's probably what this video is going to be for you. Now, there were some mean-spirited people who decided to jump on the bandwagon as well. Uh, let's share some of their comments too, because quite honestly, some of them are pretty funny. I have a pretty good sense of humor, and so uh, I can take a good joke, guys. So GM Lefty says called me Eric Blob. Beanie513 says he looks like a fat Bubba. Hey, what's wrong with Bubbas? Bubbas are great guys, man. Sim20696 decided to jump on the bandwagon. Looks like a dullard that would be a part of the Scoop Fat Boys Club. Um, let me address that because I don't understand I guess he's trying to make a double a double diss. Um, Lumping me into some kind of perceived group of people who follow Scoop. Um, I watch all. I participate in just about every community in the Buckeye Nation community on media that there is, whether it be fan driven, former players, former coaches, media. I love Ohio State, and I love learning about Ohio State and hearing people talk about Ohio State. So even though that is trying to be a diss, it really isn't as big of a diss as he thinks it is, because I guarantee he watches or has watched and participated in Buckeye Scoop at some time as well. And for whatever reason, he doesn't anymore, and that's okay. It's a free country. You are allowed to listen to and participate in whatever you like. Um, there's more. There's some more. Let's continue reading here and continue responding. So now we have Speedy Chase One says, talking about me, never heard of him or the podcast. He's spreading fake news. Well, Speedy Chase One comments on this without ever watching the video and taking it in for himself. He's just responding. So you're actually spreading a fake news because you never took the time to actually watch the video. So Speedy Chase, you need to look in the mirror because you, my friend, are the one spreading fake news. Sitka Victory 10. How many podcast Buckeye fans do we need? Laugh out loud. Seriously, though, there are too many. Sitka, do you think there's too many Ohio State fans? Are there too many graduates of the Ohio State University? Are there too many football players on the team? Are there too many coaches on the coaching staff? Are there too many sports at Ohio State? That comment is crazy because guess what? You don't have to listen to any of them. You can listen to just one, you can listen to none. You can listen to just Bucknuts Morning 5, and that is your right. But to complain about the fact that this fan base has a lot of podcasts because people love the actual team is crazy talk. Nerd, great name. How do you gain notoriety? Sometimes it's by working hard and earning it. Sometimes it's by starting a rumor, and you can instantly go from no one to someone. The longer it goes discredited, the higher his stock goes until people don't care about it anymore. So nerd, since you are a self-proclaimed intelligent person, maybe you should do a little research about me and about the podcast before you comment. We've been doing this since 2019 for your information, which means we've been grinding now for 6 years. Um, we started out as a very small podcast, audio only, for a long time. We've been working incredibly hard. I probably put somewhere from 20 to 30 hours a week into this as a hobby. So um, I'm just some kind of fly by the night, make something up to get famous type of person. Mm, swing and a miss, nerd. Been grinding at this thing for a long, long time. Just go look at the number of videos we've put out in the last 2 years on YouTube if you don't believe me. Go read all the articles on our website at theohiopodcast.com if you don't believe me. Uh, yeah, and you know what? We just now are, for the first time in 6 years, becoming profitable. So yeah, it's been a grind. It's been a lot of hard work. And so, no, you are wrong. That is not how this goes. But thanks for commenting. And for the other one who says, no one knows who I am, you do now, don't you, buddy? You do now. By the way, all of this talk reminds me that according to the American Psychology Association, there is a strong correlation between making fun of others and low self esteem, meaning that people who frequently put others down often do so because they feel inadequate themselves and are trying to boost their own self worth. So obviously, these guys didn't get much hugs as children. They weren't loved. Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize for that, guys. Here's a virtual hug for you guys from one Buckeye fan to another. OHIO. Let's hug it out, guys. Feel better about yourselves. It's okay. You don't have to put others down to make yourselves feel better. You can actually go through life being a good person if you really want to be. But that's up to you. Okay? All right. So, what did I do about this anyway? So, I read this, I see this. What am I going to do about it? So, I decide, well, I guess it's time to sign up for this and make a comment and tell everybody, my stance. So here's my response on the thread at Bucknuts, and let's just read it, shall we? Well, since I have become a topic of a thread on Bucknuts, I guess I should introduce myself. I've been a Buckeye fan my entire life, started a fan-driven podcast in 2019 with a couple of friends, and have enjoyed growing my fandom through discussion, interaction, and supporting Buckeye Nation in multiple ways, including supporting Second and Seven, which is ran by my cousin and former Buckeye Ryan Miller. The video I created, which is mentioned by Radio 1979, is a response to Bjork's interview with Dom Taberry. In the video, I clearly state that Bork mentions "we" in the interview when talking about the players-only meeting. I also clearly state that he means one of two things by stating "we," and that for the sake of the exercise, let us assume he meant that he was a part of that meeting. However, he could have very well meant that he was just a part of the program and not necessarily a part of that meeting. I also clearly state that I do not know for a fact that he was a part of the meeting, and that if he was, the follow-up question should be to clarify that fact. I'm sorry that you don't find my video interesting, and for some reason you have been so greatly offended. Either way, I hope this better explains for everyone who I am and why I made the video. Go Bucks. So, there you have it, guys. That was my response to them, to everybody who felt it was at that time important to pile on yo boy and call me fake news and everything else. So that was my response. Um, and then I let it simmer for a day or two to see what would happen. And to my surprise, um, I actually got some people who started to defend me. So I've read you some of the bad ones. Let's read some of the good ones, shall we? Let's start with J Team. He says, I've known Eric and his family for 30 plus years, and you are the only person I've seen reply that has any sort of clue what kind of person he is. Even more important than the fact he bleeds scarlet and gray is the fact that he is one of the nicest guys you will ever meet. This is in response to Ohio 7715. Ohio Podcast is ran by an awesome dude, just enjoying life. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Spend your time being productive in life, not starting threads to bash people. And then the big dog steps in. That's right, Mr. Dave Biddle himself from Bucknuts. And Dave says, You're all good, man. In response to my response, he says, You're all good, man. Looks like you just got an unexpected hazing into the Bucknuts Club, but whatever. You're now in. Laugh out loud. Thank you, Dave, for that warm welcome, and I appreciate you coming to my defense. So that is kind of where we were at. But you guys know me. I can't let it go. So I watched it for another day. And then I went back to the original post. By the way, this reminds me of a one of my favorite Bible verses. Proverbs 15:1. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. I could have went in there guns a-blazing trying to defend my honor and myself, but I thought, no, I'll just explain myself very kindly and not personally attack anybody and just, you know, see what happens with a kind response. And hey, it works. I think a lot of people actually appreciated that. And that's wonderful. But I went back to the original post and I wanted to know who this Radio 1979 guy even is. So I want you to look at what happens when you click on his profile underneath his name, where it goes. Check this out. If you click on everybody else's profile who made any comments, it goes to the Bucknuts page where your profile is with a nice little Ohio State logo underneath your name where you can change your avatar and everything else. But this guy, it goes to the Michigan Insider page. That's right, Mr. Scam Webb. Now, I don't want to assume that this gentleman from Radio 1979 is a fan of of the um, the weasels up north, the skunk weasels, but I would assume also that he signed up through their site, meaning he has either decided to give his monthly money to Scam Webb and those running the Michigan Insider page, even though he's an Ohio State fan for some reason, or Mr. Radio 1979 is actually a fan of the maize and blue. Isn't that interesting? Well, you gotta think I'm just befuddled this morning. Why would somebody who quite possibly could be a fan of that team be on an Ohio State message board making comments about an Ohio State fan rallying, getting all kinds of people upset who are Ohio State fans about something I created without ever even watching the video. Makes you wonder, huh? So here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. Mr. Radio 1979, this is an invitation. It's an invitation for you to now explain yourself. Since you wanted to call me out in front of my fellow Buckeye fans and try to trash me in front of them without ever explaining the truth, how about you now explain yourself? In fact, I'll even give you the opportunity to explain yourself down in the comment section below here in this video, or I'll do you one better, buddy. If you've got the guts, if you've got the testicular fortitude, if you are a man of integrity and a man of honor, I will invite you to shoot a video with me. I'll send you the link. We'll sit down like men. I'll introduce myself to you. I'll allow you to introduce yourself to me. And you can explain to me why you decided to make that post on Bucknuts message board thread and give me the reasoning behind why. I will sit here. I will keep my mouth shut and I will listen to your reason. If you've got a good reason, I will apologize to you. But if you don't, which you probably won't, nor will you accept my invitation, because guess what? More than likely, you are a Michigan fan who is a keyboard warrior. That's all you are, nothing more. You don't have the guts to step to this, buddy. But if you do, here's your opportunity. And again, if you give me a good enough reason, I will apologize to you since you were so greatly offended by what I stated. Now, in closing, to the rest of Buckeye Nation, I will say this. I just got done watching a video yesterday morning, and in that video that Ohio State released of their amazing run through the playoffs, at the beginning of the video was Ryan Day in the players only meeting when he asks all the coaches and anybody who had a camera to leave the room. So I was wrong. In my theory, I was incorrect. Ross Bjork probably wasn't there. He probably, when he said we, he meant us as a program. And so my little exercise is incorrect. And so I apologize to all of Buckeye Nation. I was wrong. I was incorrect in my little theory of my little exercise. And so I stand corrected. I'm sorry if that offended you. But I am a man of integrity and I am a man of honor, and I will defend that honor just like Ohio State says we should. And so that is what I am doing in this video today. And when a man is wrong, a man needs to step up to the plate and say, I was wrong. I apologize. That's what I'm doing for all of you right now. I was wrong. I apologize. And listen, I'm so excited that that player meeting happened and that Ryan Day and those players all got on the same page because I'm celebrating this national championship like the rest of you, baby. I'm buying the merch. I'm buying everything they're selling because it was a fantastic run. And that's what we do as Ohio State fans. But you, Mr. Radio 1979, it's now your turn. Who are you? Do you have the guts to show your face? Do you have the guts to stand up to the plate now and explain yourself? That's the challenge, buddy. Will you accept it? Have a great day, everybody. Remember, smash that like button. Share this on social media if you like. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. Was this Buckeye on Buckeye crime? Or was this someone behind enemy lines trying to stir it all up again? Just another maize and blue troll hiding behind the name Radio 1979 who thinks he got one up on us. Well, buddy, you're going to have to get up pretty pretty early in the morning to pull one over on this Buckeye. Till next time, have a great day, everybody.